a classroom here. It's great to see everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. An amazing space here. Thank you, everyone. I'm looking forward to this great ceremony to dedicate this wonderful and important space. The Tucker Family Student Athlete Excellence Center is really the heart and soul of what makes Wake Forest athletics special. This space is a tangible commitment that signifies the importance of academics and in helping prepare our student athletes for life after the game. Before we get started, I wanted to thank, they're out there working, Amber Morris, Jacqueline Gile. I'm thanking Amber Morris. Come on in here. Come on, Jacqueline, come on. Allison, come on in. These ladies right here have done a lot of work leading up to this event and the Moffitt Award and the scholarship brunch, so thank you all for everything you do. We're still working. Anyway, I'd like to start by asking Senior Associate AD for Development, Aaron Dunn, to come up. Aaron, please come on up. Aaron's in his third year at Wake Forest, leads our efforts to provide resources and development for our athletes outside the classroom and help them prepare for life. Also leads our efforts to engage our athletes with the local community. Most recently, Aaron just led a group of student athletes to Charlotte for a career trek to Truist, who's our presenting partner for women's athletics. So, Aaron Dunn, if you could come and share a little bit about what's going on in this facility.
Thank you, Barry. I appreciate that. It's wonderful to be here with you all this evening. As Barry said, Aaron Dunn, Senior Associate Athletics Director here at Wake Forest. It is truly an honor to be here with you all this evening to celebrate what is a very special occasion, the dedication of the Tucker Family Student Athlete Excellence Center. I would like to start with a few thank yous and acknowledgments. First and foremost, I want to extend our deepest gratitude to Carl and Linda Tucker and the Tucker family and the Sheedy family for the remarkable generosity. Your commitment to our student athletes is nothing short of inspiring, and tonight we celebrate the lasting legacy you have all created. I also want to thank our incredible development, facilities, and capital projects team. Your tireless effort and dedication have transformed this vision into the magnificent space we see today. I would also like to thank our Vice President and Director of Athletics, Mr. John Curry. We want to thank you for your unwavering support and commitment to providing a world-class student athlete experience. As you all know, Wake Forest Athletics is committed to excellence, and we are passionately driven by our guiding values, one of which is providing a truly world-class experience for all of our student athletes. This commitment manifests itself in many ways, from top-tier coaching to cutting-edge resources and facilities. The Tucker Family Student Athlete Excellence Center is a shining example of this dedication and stands as a testament to the holistic investment in the success of our student athletes in the classroom, the field, and in life. Those of us that work in college athletics feel very privileged that we get to work with student athletes during one of the most formative times of their lives. The knowledge, relationships, experiences, and resources they gain during this time set the foundation for their futures. When Jane Caldwell and I had an opportunity to collaborate on what this space may look like, we envisioned a space that matched the significance of this pivotal time in their journeys. The Tucker Family Student Athlete Excellence Center will not only serve as a hub for their academic, personal, and professional development, but a transformational place dedicated to helping them achieve greatness in the classroom and in preparation for life. The Tucker Family Student Athlete Excellence Center will host a wide range of transformative programming, resources, and services, including keynote speakers, dining etiquette sessions, financial education and one-on-one financial coaching, networking events and employer engagement opportunities, individual career coaching, postgraduate planning, and leadership and character development. So as you can see, this is more than just a building. This is a catalyst for empowerment and transformation that will allow us to assist our student athletes and equip them with the skills, the knowledge, and experiences necessary for lifelong success. Once again, I would like to thank the Tucker family, the Sheedy family, and at this time I would like to bring Jane Caldwell, our Senior Associate Athletics Director for Academic Services, up to the stage.
I'm going to put on my glasses. When I started at Wake Forest 25 years ago, I didn't need them. So first, I'd like to thank you and welcome everyone to the Tucker Family Student Athlete Excellence Center dedication. We're so happy you all can join us, and it's so nice seeing such friendly faces, some that I just met tonight and some that I've known for a long time. There are a few individuals that I want to thank. It's impossible to thank everybody in this room. Everybody has done something, made an impact on Wake Forest, on our lives and academics and the student athletes, but I'll do the best I can. Today's dedication has become a reality. John Curry and Lindsay Babcock, when they came to Wake Forest 5 years ago, had to deal with me. I tried to be patient, but once he arrived on campus, I kindly reminded him with persistence that we needed help, that our area needed a place that was a little bit nicer, more technology, better formatted for the student athletes. And he said, we'll make it happen. Every so often I'd say, are we gonna make it happen? And he said, yes, we're gonna make it happen. One day he said soon, and the word soon to me went next day, and it pretty much happened like that. So I really want to thank John and Lindsay for dealing with me. I want to thank Barry Faircloth and the development group. I want to thank Vanoy Construction, Walter Robbs Architects. I can't tell you how many times Aaron didn't change his mind, but I did on how this should look, and they were very patient with me. The student athletes are amazed by the changes. A current football player today said it was spacious and relaxing. That bothered me just a little bit, the relaxing part. But I'm so happy. Every time people come in, they just go, wow, because it's so transformational. Craig Zacharuski deserves a special thanks for his hard work making sure the project was completed on time. Thank you, Craig. I don't think you all understand how hard it is to move a whole department into another building that's not really equipped for what you're doing. Had a lot of bugs too. I meant to complain about that, but I'll do that now. But this allowed the student athletes and the counselors to be displaced a minimal amount of time, and it was a miracle. It took just 7 months, so thanks again, Craig. As most of you know, I've been at Wake Forest for a very short time, 25 years. Just after my first year at Wake Forest, we moved from academic services, which was above the football area, about 1,000 square feet for 400 student athletes. I'm still not sure how we piled everybody into study hall, but we did. And we moved into this nice area, the Miller Center, which is a lot of square footage, about 14,000 square feet. I may be making that up. But it was transformational when we did that. But after 24 years, we were in need of repairs and updates to make this a place of excellence, which is what we're trying to do for the student athletes. We also needed a space where we could be more collaborative. Academics was in here, but student athlete development, student athlete engagement were in another area. And it's just so important that these areas work together and collaborate, and we're going to be able to do that now. We have the space to do that. We're so very happy and grateful to have such a beautiful, high-tech, collaborative area to call home, and we do call this home. Words cannot adequately express our thanks to Carl and Linda Tucker and their families for what they've done. And I know this is, sometimes academics is not as much fun as watching a football team or a basketball team like we're going to do tonight, but we do appreciate so much. The Tucker Family Student Athlete Excellence Center is one of the few areas in athletics that is visited by all recruits, their families. It's used by all current student athletes, and it's a place that our alums come to reminisce about their time at Wake Forest. So it is truly a place that everybody will use. We promise to take good care of your investment and continue to provide the student athletes with a world-class student athlete experience. Thanks to everybody.
Thank you, Jane. You know, Jane over the years would be like, Barry, can we just get like a coat of paint or maybe some carpet can get donated? I mean, this place gets some hard use, so after 23, 24 years, we got you replaced, Jane, so congrats. I now wanted to invite up Dr. Brubaker. Dr. Brubaker is our faculty athletic rep and has been since 9 years. It's been a while. But Dr. Brubaker followed Richard Carmichael and Ed Wilson, right? Those are pretty big shoes you got to fill. But he's also a professor in health and exercise science and the chair of the health and exercise science department. So, Dr. Brubaker.
Thank you very much, Barry. Good afternoon or good evening to everybody. As a longtime professor, as Barry mentioned, and as the current faculty athletic representative, I would also like to express my appreciation to the Tucker family for their leadership and generosity, as well as the many other generous donors, many of whom are here tonight, that have made this state-of-the-art facility come to fruition. I can't wait to get the tour after we finish the program. I don't need to tell most of you, but obviously there's a lot going on in college athletics right now, and unfortunately, we seem to hear mostly about the NIL deals and the money, the transfer portal, and so on, and consequently the academic mission and the value of earning a college degree are often getting lost in these headlines. I feel very fortunate to be an alum and a current employee of Wake Forest University, where we remain firmly committed to the student-athlete model, where student athletes compete at the very highest level, but also still go to class, still do the hard work, and earn meaningful degrees. And in fact, sometimes 2 or 3 degrees. We have double and triple deeks in this era. From my perspective as a member of the Wake Forest community, the Tucker Family Student Athlete Excellence Center signifies a strong and really important and very visible commitment to the academic mission and the career development of our student athletes at Wake Forest. This facility and the activities that are conducted within these walls reflect yet another commitment by Wake Forest Athletics to providing our student athletes with a distinctive, world-class educational experience. I also want to express my appreciation to our coaches, some of which are here. I saw Jerry Haas, I saw Coach Clausen, there could be some others, because you all work tirelessly to recruit these high-quality students and elite athletes to our campus, and then provide them with the support to be successful, not just in their sport, but also in the classroom and in their career development. Your impact on the lives and the future of the student athletes is truly impressive and immeasurable. And finally, I want to recognize the numerous staff that will be housed in this facility, as you all provide the critical academic support, career development opportunities, and life skills for our student athletes each and every day. As a faculty member and as the faculty athletic representative, I understand and I appreciate the time and effort you all put into supporting and developing our student athletes behind the scenes, and how important you are in their lives. I would like the staff that will be working in the Tucker Family Student Athlete Excellence Center to please stand and be recognized for the impact that you have on our student athletes. I know there's many of you around the back, but if you would all please stand up if you work in the facility. Obviously, it's important to have the physical space, but we need the lifeblood of the enterprise, and you all certainly provide that day in and day out. So I appreciate that, and certainly it's a pleasure to be here. I look forward to the rest of the program and the tour to follow.
Thank you, Dr. Brubaker. You know, this moment marks the latest phase, and really the end of the fourth quarter drive, which was to finish athletic facilities on the Renolda campus. But although the fourth quarter drive may be complete, undoubtedly we're headed to overtime. So stay tuned for more opportunities. We certainly acknowledged the Sheedies. I did want to just say one thing about the Sheedies. You know, they really stepped up with a leadership commitment at a critical time. They've served on our Deacon Club board, our Parents Athletic Advisory Council. So not only your resources, but your time has been super valuable. And Daniel, who's a Wake alum and a valuable member of the golf team, now lives in Winston-Salem, working at Reynolds American, so it's good to have you in Winston. So thank you all to the Sheedies. Certainly acknowledging and thanking Carl and Linda Tucker and the Tucker family. Just a little bit about Carl and the Tucker family. Carl's a 1968 grad of Wake Forest and has served on the Deacon Club Board of Directors since 2002, since I came to Wake Forest. He served as the president of the Deacon Club Board during his time. Carl has also been honored as a Deacon Club Member of the Year in 2024, and also a former recipient of the Pete Moffitt Courage Award. Carl's here with his wife, Linda, their eldest son, David and Mary Goodlow. Also Mark and Jennifer are here. Jennifer's got a little wolf pack in her, but that's okay, Jennifer. Their youngest son, Andrew, who also serves on our Athletic Advisory Council. Welcome, Andrew. Carl and Linda gave the naming gift for this amazing renovation in 2023. Hence, that led to the Deacon Club Member of the Year in 2024. It's funny how that works. And we're certainly honored to have your family name associated with this space. In the last month, and we haven't announced this yet, but Carl and the entire Tucker family stepped up for a significant leadership commitment to our revised operating model efforts in support of current use needs. This multi-million-dollar commitment will provide leadership support and will inspire certainly others, hopefully in this room, to follow in this important effort. The Tuckers have been partners with the university supporting all major athletic projects, the business school, the college. They have a divinity scholarship, the medical school. In total, the Tucker family has invested nearly $14 million to support Wake Forest. Carl was the third generation to work at Tucker Lumber, and he and his four sons have transformed Tucker Lumber into a major supplier for Lowe's amongst other key customers. We've got a short video I want to show you about Tucker Lumber.
For many years, my grandfather began this business in 1920. When I got back here, that was our primary business. We had about 30 employees. My dad spent his entire career here. We began to grow in manufacturing entity. As the retail industry changed, you had to learn that business. Those people spurred our growth. It gave us the confidence to add equipment and grow. There aren't many in any field independent manufacturing companies that make it to the 5th generation.
Mark and I grew up working in the plant. We started out at the lowest levels, tagging lumber, which is the most basic thing you can do. And then as we got older, it could be around bigger machines. We started running those. It's where I wanted to be. That's sort of what drew me back. We all just sort of naturally fell into areas that we were strong in. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, but I think what has made it work is that we all realize room, realize the others.
To have a place that you can come back to that's home and have stability was always sort of attractive. That, you know, we take pride in sort of being involved in folks' lives here. That family atmosphere is why I'm still here after 17 years. That always had the philosophy of work hard, play hard, and we did all that together.
When you visit Tucker Lumber, it's really impressive, an impressive manufacturing facility. You can tell it's run like a family business. which each of the hundreds of employees treated as if their last name was Tucker. Over 100 years and 5 generations of Tuckers have made a lasting impact on Pageland, South Carolina, on the Pageland, South Carolina community, and Carl has led those efforts for over 50 years. As important as Carl is and his leadership has been for Tucker Lumber, Linda plays a really important role as master homemaker. Linda graduated from UNCG in home economics, and after a career as a school teacher, she retired to take care of the home and the family. As you can see from this picture, the family comes home most days for lunch, and they sit around this table and eat a hearty meal, typically consisting of a delicious casserole that Linda is famous for making. She actually gave me a recipe book of her Linda's lunches that I would cherish. Dinner conversations are encouraged about anything but the family business. Linda says, and I'll quote, that a round table promotes conversation. Conversation promotes understanding and empathy promotes love. It is love that knits his family together to help navigate the complexity of 5 family members working together in a complex business environment. Our family can't agree on where to go to dinner. Carl and the entire Tucker family, you are a wonderful example of how to live out family values, and your generosity to Wake Forest in time and talents is an inspiration for us all. Carl?
Spent my life yelling at 4 boys. I don't know if I need this mic or not. Wake Forest was a different place when I first got here in 1964. Excuse me. Most of the buildings we see now were not here then. There were about 2,000 students. I got to see Bones McKinney coach basketball in his red socks and his seatbelt to strap him to the bench. Wake was only 2.5 years removed from making the Final Four. I got to see Brian Piccolo and John Makovic play football in Bowman Gray Stadium. In that year's annual, the Howler, I never understood why they called the annual the Howler. That posed football picture with all the players sitting in the stands had only 48 players pictured. But the sports section of that annual was short in that there were no women's athletic teams. Academically ineligible was a common phrase, not just at Wake, but throughout the 18 geographically compact ACC, with 4 schools from North Carolina, Clemson, South Carolina, Virginia, and Maryland. So lots of things have changed in 60 years, and excuse me, skip the page. I never heard the term student athlete, though most athletes were good students. Until recently, Barry Fairclough never asked why I had an interest in this facility. My advisor was Dr. Wagstaff, or J. Van, as we called him behind his back. I was in the first class of 7 students who majored in economics. One day, Dr. Wagstaff asked me to stay after class and asked if I would be interested in tutoring for the athletic department. I never even knew who was in charge of the program, but I was interested in the fact that I'd get paid. But I don't remember how much. Tutoring then was a matter of an emergency right after bad midterm grades came out. It was a react rather than an act program. We would meet in my dorm room one-on-one, usually just because a quiz had been announced. one of my main jobs was scouring fraternity files for old tests. So lots of things have changed in 60 years. And this facility is indicative of that. Back then, our sports were very seasonal, just a few months each year. For instance, when I got to Ohio State in grad school, their football schedule was only 9 games versus the 16 that they played this year. And could have been 17 if they had played in the conference championship game. Nationally, there were just 5 bowl games: the Rose, the Orange, Sugar, Cotton, and Gator. This seasonality wasn't just for the games or for matches, but it was for practice too. As the time demands have increased to year-round to be a team member, with some sports having both fall and spring seasons, it has become difficult for any athlete, no matter how well prepared, to keep up. There are no more Rusty LaRue's playing 3 major sports at Wake Forest. But this facility does enable our student athletes to keep up and to thrive academically, and I'm proud to have had a part in it.
I'm going to ask John Curry to come up to close us down, our current athletic director and vice president. But before we do, this is a picture of a gift for you, Linda. So these are some black and gold Chargers. Jennifer, we're getting rid of that red around that family table and a nice bowl. So that's for you, and Carl Jerry Haas has provided you a brand new golf bag with your name on it. And Andrew and Mark and David, we've got some golf bags for you too, and some nice things for the ladies. So thank you, Carl. And John, our current athletic director, as he likes to introduce himself, will close us down. Before John starts, Mitch Lazowski. Mitch did that video, came to Pageland with us, and Elaine Tooley. Thanks, Elaine and Mitch, for that. That was fantastic. So thanks for your great work.
I got to talk with my hands a little bit, and so I can't hold a microphone. So, Matt, I appreciate you hooking me up here. And we'll try to keep this relatively short. And from an operational perspective, when I'm done, Barry, we're all going over here to cut the ribbon. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's how we do it. Okay, so when I get done. Just a moment ago, maybe everyone in here couldn't see it, but we got a game tonight, and B.J. Mackey and Mike Muse from our men's basketball staff brought a men's basketball prospect, recruit, and his parents to see the Tucker Family Student Athlete Excellence Center. So it's already happened. This facility is being used, as Dr. Brubaker talked about, to underscore our commitment to the academic part and the athlete part and the human, personal part and the social part of the student athlete development. And the more this world gets transactional, the more we're going to double down on that. And this representation of that certainly gives us the ability to do so. Now, the longer I sat there and listened to you, Carl, and listened to Barry, I've been at that table twice. I hope I get invited back, Linda, for midday dinner. I kept thinking about things that this represents. I'm going to touch on a couple of them. First of all, there are a number of people in here, including y'all, who were part of building this building, the Miller Center, when we started fundraising, Costi Cute and some others back here in 1999 and 2000, 2001. And this building originally, when it was built with the lead gift from Ken Miller, this was a dance studio. Upstairs was a dance studio. This was an academic student athlete center. Downstairs in the front where our sports medicine was the university's first real exercise space for the general student population. This was a collaborative building that was really built. Debbie, you remember it, right? It was kind of like a hill here, right? And none of this stuff was here, okay? And so now fast forward, some of the same, James Bullock, you're part of raising money for that, right? Some of the same people are in this room who made this original building happen, which was a symbol of institutional collaboration when it was built. And so now in 2025, that same institutional collaboration, as I see multiple members of our faculty and associate deans, et cetera, who are here in this room who do so much to help our student athletes be successful, many of whom who did so much over the holidays as we onboarded a couple new staffs and a whole bunch of new student athletes who enrolled. It's a great symbol of that collaboration. Wake Forest, a long time ago, before we had wonderful families like the Sheedys coming from Northern California, was primarily a place of small towns like Page in South Carolina, where people left their small towns and came to Wake Forest for their education and went back and served their small towns across the Southeast and North Carolina and South Carolina especially. Another great example of the symbolism of this particular project. If you haven't been to the C.M. Tucker Lumber Company site, it's on Pearl Street, which is Highway 601, right? They're kind of a spur of Highway 601, Route 9, you know, going down to the beach, Route 9. You need to go by and see the incredible enterprise that this family has built over the last 100 years that has impacted so many lives from an economic development standpoint. This is obviously a collaboration between a lot of people. It was recognized earlier, but I need to recognize again, we have a relatively new vice president for facilities, real estate, and planning at Wake Forest. Chris Kiewis in the back, who's already been an incredible partner. Craig Zacharuski, our senior associate AD, who might, as a basketball manager a long time ago, might have dropped some people off for their appointments here. A great job leading this effort. Van Noy Construction, John Michael Broyles, Keith Rowland, Grace Cook, the venerable Ken McDaniel from now Michael Graves, formerly Robs Callahan, Scott Casper, Liv Sims, Sharon Monroe from Michael Graves, Chris Looper is another person who's been part of this. This facility, Carl, and the others who contributed to this facility brought 115 jobs to Winston-Salem, 27 contractors were employed, lots of great stuff happening right here because of it. Bill and Patty Sheedy have been mentioned already, but I do want to give them a round of applause for their loyalty and service to Wake Forest and generosity. And last but not least, this is actually the first public appearance of our newest employee, who's the special assistant to the athletics director, Dave Clausen. Everybody give Coach Clausen a round of applause. And here's why. It was not that long ago, but about 12 years ago, that really a process that has led to $175 million in new athletic facilities being constructed at Wake Forest began. And it began, and over that period of time, we had the best run in our history in football, but we also had the best academic success we've ever had in the sport of football and across the academic enterprise. And to think that, and we talked about this building when I got here in 2019, Jane was first, but Coach Clausen was second, right? Because Jane said, I'm supposed to have a new academic center, and Coach Clausen said, we're supposed to have a new locker room, right? and we kind of termed that the fourth quarter drive. We had to finish this quadrant of all the great projects that had started here in 2014 and 2013 under Ron Wellman's leadership. And this is the culmination of the fourth quarter drive, right? We're spiking the football tonight and celebrating. And most significantly, among other things, that $175 million in new athletic facility construction has been completed at Wake Forest without any long-term capital debt, thanks to the people in this room and others who've made it happen. So thank you very much for your leadership. And so as we embody the spirit of Pro Humanitate, turn it over to Barry to lead our namesakes through the lobby to the Tucker Family Excellence Center ribbon cutting. Thank you very much, Carl and Linda and the entire team.